Hello, Nltv welcomes you to English Prime Time. I'm Chipen Kung. Here are the top stories for now. Dimapur Naga Students Union held their 20th General Session and Toppers Felicitation Program at IMC Hall, Dimapur on 11 September 2021. Induction and swearing in of new office bearers took place during the program. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, Chief Minister resigns from the Chief Ministerial post. Rupani's resignation comes after a year ahead of state assembly elections. State should continue to develop with new energy and power under Modi's government, says Vijay Rupani. MLA and NPF spokesperson Imkong L. Imchun says that the proposal to form Nagaland United Government was made keeping in mind the peace and long-pending political solution desired by the Naga public. Presidents of 5 tribal Hohos issue a statement on the current NCD predicament and allege that the old members of Naga Council Dimapur have been discriminating those Hohos that stand up against evil unconstitutional practices. Chief Minister Nipio Rio convened an emergency meeting on construction of Nagaland Foothill Road. Meeting attended by Deputy Chief Minister and department officers. Rupees 20 crores allocated for emergency works and rupees 10 crores for completion of Doyang Bridge. To discuss the COVID-19 situation in the country, Prime Minister Modi convened a high-level emergency meeting on 10 September 2021. COVID-19 situation, health care systems preparedness, medical oxygen availability and production, supply and distribution of COVID vaccines discussed. And now the news in details. Dimapur Naga Students Union held its 20th General Session Cum Felicitation Program for the toppers on Saturday. The program was held at the IMC Hall, Dimapur. MLA and advisor to Power Department H. Tovihodo Ayemi, who was the chief guest for the program, failed to turn up due to health challenges. The program also witnessed the induction of new DNSU office bearers. The new president of DNSU stressed on the need to set up new government higher secondary school. Come, let us look at Aramachimi's report.
Students Union Canberra 28th General Session Cum Felicitation of Toppers Kangkurn ekta program rakhi dia ase to mohan ete ami hana Dimapur Naga Student Union la nutun president Sir Moa Younger Jamrlo ekta duita kotha hodi.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for your time and all.
Sir, edu apni ani tu program kora to like ki hardship face korse edu program start.
I think it was the work of the outgoing teams. Takan dukpi tagane paije ko nisina amiando ahigena aji enjoy karobo kornai to laga ne ahina bo nisina ujese. To all the credit goes to the outgoing teams. To be very frank and honest, ami agide statement dia nisina. I'm quite nervous because the outgoing teams have done a tremendous job in every aspect, be it in the academic as well as social aspects. To tangi level up kroli to dictator bo nisina ase. But seniors can be piche we'll try to seek wisdom from them. Itu piche in the long run ki korina jabo. Itu related program agenda to ekta duita to papina ase. Shall I share? Yeah. Actually, since Dimapur to commercial area and moreover, the condition of Dimapur to ekta, we have lakhs of population. Aro yade ida students academic wise ne students can face gradually. There is just one government high secondary. That is the problem. To condition Dimapur la hurt aro ekta upgradation ekta high school ekta high secondary upgrade kori do beneficial for the parents as well as the students wanagi ineka ekta babe ase. So we'll try to work out on that. And the other one is the government of Nagaland has already declared Dimapur as an ILB zone, whereas no initiative and measures have been seen as of now. Aro condition this morning paper I saw that influx to all of bishu hanisina as illegal immigrants. To ito can be with the district administration with the CP ito can collaborate korina ito kan be check out kole balu banagi ko ala ito bekta. Okay, ito in regard with the construction of the building, to be very frank and honest, I don't have any knowledge because the outgoing team, the presidents and their colleagues, they'll know it much more than me.
Yes, sir. Please avoid calling me sir. It should be us. Once again, I would like to thank our nomination committee headed by the chairman, Apollo Mikison. and all the members. We know despite your busy schedule, you have availed your time and invested all your wisdom and experience to install the new tenure of Dimapur Naga students in 2021 to 23. Thank you so much. We are hopeful and we are confident that the new tenure under the presidency of Moyenger Jamir will take the responsibility of the Dimapur Naga students even further. I would like to once again thank my fellow esteemed colleagues who has invested all their time and sacrificed.
Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rubani resigns in an unexpected move ahead of an assembly election in the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's home state early next year. The senior Bharatiya Janata Party has submitted his resignation letter to Governor Acharya Devrat at the Raj Bhavan. Rubani said that his resignation is in accordance to the BJP's tradition of providing all party workers an equal opportunity. Mr. Rubani is the fourth BJP Chief Minister to step down in recent months. In July, B.S. Yediyurappa resigned as Chief Minister of Karnataka in July, and the double whammy in Uttarakhand, where Tirat Singh Rawat quit barely 4 months after replacing Trivendra Rawat. Dimapur Chamber of Commerce and Industries DCCI President Akashish Jimomi has called for a total shutdown of all shops and business establishments in Dimapur on September 16, following the first phase of business community to protest the enactment of Nagaland government and its machineries against multiple and rampant illegal taxation by various groups as well as government agencies. The total shutdown will cover restrictions on goods transported to Dimapur against various DMC taxes and fees at check gates collected on GST items. District Hospital TUENSANG observed the World Suicide Prevention Day on the theme Creating Hope Through Action at the multipurpose hall of the School of Nursing on Friday. During the program, psychiatrist DH TUENSANG Dr. Senilo Mak spoke on the prevention of suicides. Common misconceptions and myths about suicide. Dr. Senilo further talked on how one could identify and intervene someone with suicidal tendency and attempt. He also stressed on having a sense of purpose and value in life, which would protect one from taking drastic steps. Furthermore, staff of the hospital and 100 students of the School of Nursing attended the program. Nagaland Pig Farmers Association (NPFA) held an awareness seminar on Friday. In the seminar, resource person veterinary surgeon Dr. K.N. Zabemo said that the Nagas are very fond of meat, and a diet mostly consists of meat which is sourced from other states at a value of 221.92 crores. Considering the potential meat business in Nagaland, Mtsui encouraged the farmers to concentrate on the trade to economically uplift themselves. He also encouraged the farmers to rear indigenous pigs that has high resistance to flu compared to exotic breeds. The department is set to set up quality control laboratory to deliver quality and hygienic meat. An inauguration program on Colony Council Office, Multipurpose Building and Community Borewell was held on 11th September at Kohima. Officers Hill Tekapanka Colony The multipurpose building will accommodate a room for school purpose, one room will be used by the youth organization, and one for office purpose. As per reports, the construction for the building began before the COVID pandemic, thus went through unforeseen challenges to come to its completion. Genijako Nakaro, MLA, the guest of honor at the inaugural program, stated that it was impressive to come up with such a plan even without the government interest.
Respected Chairperson, Honorable MLA, our most respected Reverend Pastor, various press and media personnel, respected members from all the Great Western Atami constituency office bearers, our senior members of our colony. We are very grateful to the Almighty God for giving us this happy day to celebrate and to inaugurate this colony offices in colony council come multi-purpose building. Why we call it multi-purpose building is we have one room for the school that they may be using it as a staff room. The one room is given to youth organization. The first floor, this has a capacity of around 70 personnel to sit here. Then we'll have an office also here. So that's why we call it multi-purpose.
Officials here, Tega, the colony council office from multi-purpose building, and also the community program. It is such an exciting day for all of us for having such a magnificent hall as compared to some years back, and also a bowling well which would cater to the colony during mean period, which we face on yearly basis. With the coming of this new building, I hope and pray that we will follow with a new vision.
A book of poetry titled Slingstones, authored by Nagaland legislator and BJP national spokesperson Monlamu Kigon, has been published. Slingstones is Kigon's third book and investigates both historical and cultural background of the Nagas. A Delhi-based Rupa Publications published the book. Nagaland Chief Minister Nipio Ria convened a meeting over the progress of the construction of the Nagaland Foothill Road on Friday. The meeting was attended by Deputy Chief Minister and other departmental officers. Chief Minister Ria said administrative approval for rupees 20 crore has been accorded for taking up emergency works, while rupees 10 crore has been earmarked for completion of the Doyang Bridge near Governor's Camp. Furthermore, the PWT Works and Housing Department has also been directed to make the Foothill Road pliable, even as the state government awaits centre's approval to its proposal for declaring the road a national highway or include it under the Bharatmala Pariyojana. An oil tanker seized by Nagaland police for illegally carrying alcohol on Friday night. The vehicle was caught while entering the Nagaland gate. According to sources, the vehicle was traveling to Kohima and was carrying Indian-made foreign liquor. Furthermore, 3 persons, including driver, was apprehended by the police. Further investigation is underway. A refresher training course on use of wages, portal and mobile application participatory rural appraisal (PRA) map exercise training was conducted at Forest Office Complex in Kohima from September 8 to 10 by Nagaland Forest Management Project (NFMP). Wages portal evaluates and monitors NFMP project's activities, while mobile app is used to collect field data along with PRA map exercise. DFO and DMU head Kohima in his statement mentioned that every individual has to upgrade with technology progress. The second day of the training was held at Jatima village under Chepobozo range, where the participants under the supervision of resource person entered data into mobile application. The third day of the training uploaded data gathered from field on the second day using mobile app were reviewed and discussed. When queried about a question on the formation of Nagaland United Government, Shri Imkong L. Imchen MLA and NPF spokesperson replied that the state was taken to work for the whole dimensions to bring about change. He further mentioned opposition-less government was formed in order to resolve the Naga political issues in the present Nagaland context and vis-a-vis political issues today. They brought the setting aside the political differences. One should work for the betterment of Nagas and Nagaland as a whole. Imchen stated Union Home Minister Amit Shah wanted Naga political issue to be resolved as soon as possible and that the government is hopeful of making breakthrough opposition-less government in Nagaland. He further acknowledged Prime Minister Modi's seriousness for Naga political solution, and when asked about the report of Niti Aayog's unwanted tech worst performing state, he said no comment on the issue.
And yet, in the context of Nagaland today, vis-a-vis political issue, we thought that setting aside our political differences, focusing on the Naga political issue, which has a wide range of dimension, affecting in all the dimensions of the Naga life today. We thought that bringing a solution to Naga issue is primary to all other issues. That's why, yes, no doubt, it's liberty, democracy, these are the people's effective weapon, and therefore that is also appreciated. The question is also appreciated, but in the present political context, we are focusing on our political issue. We are hopeful that some groundbreaking breakthrough will be met with the formation of this oppositionless government. I don't know whether PGB will keep its fold.
Heavy rains lashed Delhi on Saturday morning, leading to severe water locking in the city, causing inconveniences for the commuters. Water locking was reported from Minto Road, Ochandi border, RK Puram, India Gate, and several other places in Delhi. Furthermore, the Indian Meteorological Department, IMD, on Saturday has predicted thunderstorms and has issued an orange alert warning with moderate to heavy intensity rain and gusty winds in parts of Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana during the next 2 hours. India reports 33,376 fresh COVID-19 cases with 308 deaths in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate now stands at 97.49%. A total of 32,198 patients recovered in the last 24 hours. This brings the total recoveries to 3,23,74,497 across the country in the last 24 hours. 3,91,516 active cases are recorded at the moment. Meanwhile, Nagaland, Delhi rose to 30,600 COVID-19 cases with 620 deaths so far. At A 34-year-old woman was raped and brutalized inside a stationary temple in suburban Mumbai's Sakanika in the early hours of Friday. She has died while being treated at a local hospital. A team of police officers alerted after the control room received an emergency call at 3:30 a.m. on Friday. Found her lying in a pool of blood on Khairani Road. Daytime visuals from the area show a busy main road with more than a moderate amount of traffic buzzing up and down. Disturbing CCTV footage has also been seen, secured by the police. Grainy visuals seem to show a man standing over what looks like a body lying on the ground. Police arrested one person in this connection. Mohan Chauhan, 45-year-old, has been arrested on the charges of rape and attempt to murder. Now that the woman has died, the charges will also be revised to murder. Mumbai police are expected to hold a press conference at 3 p.m. India holds the first ever 2+2 ministerial dialogue in New Delhi with Australia on Saturday. The discussions are likely to be related to economic security, cyber climate, critical technology and supply chains. However, the Afghanistan crisis is likely to be the top agenda of the Indo-Australia 2+2 dialogue, along with other important security issues such as China's role in the region and the situation in East and Southeast China Seas. According to sources, the decision to have the 2+2 ministerial dialogue is an indication of the close ties between India and Australia, which is also a member of Quad and has recently participated in ex-Malabar off the coast of Guam. Furthermore, in June last year, during the virtual summit-level talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister Scott Morrison, the bilateral relations were elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership.
As two great democracies in our Indo-Pacific region. In that context, we're maintaining a strong focus on responding to the immediate needs of our region in response to the pandemic, whilst also, again as Minister Singh alluded to, coordinating on the most pressing strategic challenges and opportunities of our time. Cyber and critical technology, climate change and low emissions energy, maritime security. We know that heightened strategic competition that requires that we work more closely than ever to respond to what is.
As the ruins of the World Trade Center smoldered following the deadly September 11 terror attacks in 2001, everyone doubted it could ever rise again. However, 20 years, the work to rebuild the World Trade Center complex remains incomplete and the remains of the deceased are still being identified. As per the original reconstruction plan, 2 planned skyscrapers, a performing arts center and a church are still unfinished at the site. Every year, the site holds an annual ceremony honoring nearly 3,000 people who were killed in the twin attacks. The twin towers and surrounding buildings were destroyed by Al-Qaeda's hijackers, devastating the lower Manhattan's economy. Meanwhile, a plan was born and a lengthy metamorphosis turned the disaster site into a giant pit, then a vault of construction site, and finally, after spending some $25 billion, authorities came up with a tourist attraction and a business center with 3 skyscrapers, a transformation hub, a building and a memorial. However, cranes and construction fences are still seen around the site. The week-long stalemate between farmers and the BJP government in Haryana was finally resolved today as demonstrators called off their protest over IAS officer Ayush Sinha's controversial crack their heads remark made last month. Both sides agreed on a month-long probe by a former judge against the IAS officer and the latter will remain on leave during this period. High drama unfolded in Karnal last week as large gatherings were banned and mobile internet services were suspended to contain the farmers' protests. Demands were raised to dismiss Mr. Sinha after he was caught on camera making comments that sparked massive outrage. Then people were injured when Haryana police lathi-charged farmers who blocked a highway while making their way to Karnal to protest against a BJP meeting attended by Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar. The state government today assured the protesters that two family members of the farmers who died after the August 28 police lathi-charge attack will be given a government job. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a high-level meeting to review the COVID-19 related situation of India on Friday. During the meeting, Prime Minister Modi discussed about the prevailing COVID-19 scenario, preparedness of the health care systems to respond, availability of medical oxygen, and matters relating to production, supply, and distribution of COVID-19 vaccines. He further reviewed the status of augmentation of bed capacity for pediatric care and augmentation of facilities supported under COVID emergency response package 2. Furthermore, Modi said that the entire ecosystem to ensure increased oxygen availability, including oxygen concentrators, cylinders, and PSA plants, need to be rapidly expanded. He also informed that efforts are also on to install 961 liquid medical oxygen storage tanks and 1,450 medical gas pipeline system, with an aim to support at least one such unit per district. The Arunachal Pradesh government on Friday constituted a committee to carry out research on the contribution of those who fought against the British, as the government decided to come up with a document on freedom fighters to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the state next year. Chief Minister Pema Khandu had informed the assembly that the state will organize month-long various events across the state from January 20 next year, where the contribution of the unsung heroes of the freedom struggle would be recognized. He said it is high time to pay tribute to freedom fighters during the celebrations of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, commemorating the 75th year of India's independence. And that's all for now. For more news and update, keep watching Nagaland TV. This is me, Chip Nkung, signing off.